Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we've got a really deep pile of material in front of us. Everything from cultural studies to behavioral science
All
notes.
centered on one idea, generosity.
Exactly. And we're completely bypassing the commercial side of gift giving. We want to get straight to the human intention behind it all.
Yeah, the why.
The why. So our mission for this deep dive is to take a kind of whirlwind tour through 8 different global traditions and really understand how they construct value through giving.
Right.
And as we go, I want you, our listener, to just keep this one question in your head. What makes a gift truly meaningful?
And what you see in these sources, almost immediately, is that the value often has absolutely nothing to do with the object itself.
Right.
We're looking at a deep cultural logic here, whether a tradition measures love in things or in, say, time or service, or just sustained intention.
Okay, let's unpack that. Let's start our journey where the focus is squarely on presence and community over, the price tag.
We're starting in Mexico.
We are. With the 9-night Christmas celebration, Las Posadas.
And this is so much more than just a reenactment.
Oh, completely. It's this living communal act. So for 9 nights leading up to Christmas Eve, families join a procession.
They're reenacting Mary and Joseph looking for shelter.
Yeah, they walk door to door, they're singing, carrying candles, and they keep getting sort of temporarily refused.
Until one family finally welcomes everyone in.
And the sources really highlight that the effort itself, the walking, the singing, that is the main gift to the community.
It's a massive investment of time and coordination.
It really is. And the physical gifts, which they exchange much later at the Noche Buena dinner.
They just reinforce that idea. We're talking about really small tokens.
Like a bag of sweets, maybe some fruit, or a little handmade craft. The cost is, it's almost nothing.
But the intention is everything. The research suggests that the real value of the gift here is measured in shared time, in shared vulnerability. It creates these bonds that last way, way longer than the holiday season.
That concept, that time and effort are the real currencies that flows perfectly into our next tradition.
Timkat in Ethiopia.
Right, the Christian celebration. And there are, literally 0 commercial gifts here. It's all about spiritual giving and service.
Timkat celebrates the baptism of Jesus.
Yeah.
And the generosity is just, it's all action.
Yeah, and it's a massive community effort.
The giving isn't just, handing out food. It's the physical sacrifice of preparing these enormous communal meals.
Offering shelter to thousands of visitors and pilgrims who've traveled from so far away.
And just coordinating the logistics for these huge outdoor ceremonies. The gift is time, it's effort, it's unity on a scale that, it demands patience from everyone involved.
One of the articles I read made a really crucial point about sacrifice. It asks, is the emotional and physical energy you spend, like, housing strangers or cooking for hundreds, is that more valuable than something you just buy?
It absolutely is. Because that sacrifice is immediate. It's tangible. When you give your physical presence, your time, your labor, you're showing a commitment that money just can't replicate.
Can't buy it.
You can't. Sometimes the greatest gifts are the ones that demand courage and patience and that personal sacrifice. All the things money can't shorten or simplify for you.
And staying right in that vein of intentional, community-focused giving, let's look at Kwanzaa in the United States.
A week-long celebration honoring African heritage and culture.
And the generosity here it's very specific. It's deeply meaningful. On the last day, families exchange the wari,
which are handcrafted gifts.
And this is not random. The gifts have to align with one of the 7 principles, the Nguzo Saba.
And that's the critical detail. These aren't just trinkets. The sources are so clear that zawadi are meant to teach specific moral or educational lessons.
They link back to the principle of Nia, which is purpose.
For instance, a gift might be a homemade book of family history to teach Kumba, creativity.
Or a hand-sewn quilt to teach Ujima, collective work and responsibility.
They have to be consumable, or educational, or useful. By making the giver craft something that exemplifies personal growth, the bond between them and the receiver gets so much stronger. It's shared, intentional purpose.
It moves giving from just consumption to
cultivation. Exactly.
Okay, that wraps up our focus on presence and labor. So if our first section showed us the power of giving time and effort, let's pivot to traditions where the gift is more of a visual shorthand.
A symbol for a deeper cultural belief.
Right. Luck, prosperity, ritualized relationships. And our next stop is China for the Lunar New Year.
And the tradition of Hongbao.
The iconic red envelopes. Now, we all know they have money in them, but the real deep dive is in the ritual that surrounds them.
The money is only part of it. The red envelope itself is the real symbolic vessel. That color, red, it's so powerful. It symbolizes luck, prosperity.
And it's like a charm, right, against evil spirits for the new year.
It is, and the rules are so specific. You have to use crisp, new bills for a fresh start.
And you have to avoid any amounts with number 4.
Because it sounds like the word for death.
Exactly.
This whole ritual, it strengthens social bonds. It reminds families of their intergenerational contract.
So elders give them to children.
To bless their health and their education. And, crucially, married couples also give hongba to single people.
Which isn't just about the money.
Not at all. It's a visual, tangible expression of the interdependence within the family structure.
What I found compelling in the source material was the tension between, tradition and modernity.
Oh, the digital hongba. Yeah, they're huge now, especially with younger people.
It just shows how the spirit of the blessing can adapt, even if the delivery method changes.
The symbolism is still there.
Let's pivot now from luck to renewal and gratitude. Let's go to India for Diwali.
The Festival of Lights.
We know it celebrates the victory of good over evil, light over darkness. It's all about spiritual renewal.
And the physical gifts exchanged, sweets, candles, new clothes, they might sound kind of conventional.
But the sources show it's the actions around the holiday that make the giving so much deeper.
The real meaning is rooted in preparation and emotional energy. Generosity here isn't just external, it's internal.
Who so?
Well, families do this intensive cleaning and decorating of their homes with lamps and flowers. That act of renewal is, in itself, a gift of preparation, a gift of welcome.
And the generosity goes way beyond the home.
Oh, absolutely. Diwali provides this structured way for large-scale giving. It focuses on seva, or selfless service.
So you see huge donations to charities, community kitchens.
And just giving food to those in need. It's built into the holiday.
I found the connection to the emotional impact really fascinating. The research points out that helping others gives you a measurable emotional boost.
The endorphin release, yeah.
And
It reinforces altruism.
Diwali just harnesses that human mechanism. It turns selfless giving into this mandated, joyous, community-wide event. And
Right.
makes sure that gratitude isn't just something you feel.
It's something you do. It's the ritualization of altruism, really, so that everyone gets the benefits of giving, no matter their financial status.
That emotional boost connects perfectly with our third section, which is all about integrating thoughtfulness and connection into just daily life, moving beyond a specific holiday.
And we have to start with one of the most highly ritualized daily giving traditions, omiyage in Japan.
This is not just souvenir giving.
Not at all. It's an integrated social requirement. After any kind of travel.
It doesn't matter if it's a long business trip or just a short weekend away.
Right. And omiyage are usually small, locally sourced specialties, often food, and they are polite. They're expected.
The physical gift is almost secondary to how it's presented.
Completely. The packaging is often intricate, beautiful. Sometimes it costs more than what's inside.
Because the true gift is the communication of respect.
And thoughtfulness. The message is simple. I thought of you while I was away.
And I took great care in picking something for you.
Exactly. The quality of the wrapping, the timing of the giving, it all communicates that the relationship, the social harmony, or was, is the most important thing. The value is all tied to the level of detail and respect you show.
That continuous commitment to the relationship is also, well, it's the central pillar of wisdom in the African folktales about generosity.
These tales really work as fundamental moral primers.
They often tell a story about a character who gives away their last possession, a piece of food, a cup of water.
To a stranger or an animal who seems insignificant. And they do it just out of kindness, with no expectation of getting something back.
And if you look at the story arc, the generous character always gets a blessing in return.
Wisdom, prosperity, a solution to some bigger problem. But the key insight is that it's not transactional.
Right.
They're rewarded because their generosity was authentic, because it came from the heart. It supports this belief in the deep interconnectedness of all living things.
So the tales just reinforce the idea that humans are wired for cooperation.
And that real wisdom is understanding that sharing isn't a loss. It's an investment in the collective. They teach generosity as a natural source of joy and wisdom right from childhood.
Okay, to bring us full circle on the importance of these intangible gifts, let's finish our deep dive with the Jewish tradition of Hanukkah.
The Festival of Lights.
And while modern customs have brought in more commercial gifting,
The source material really reminds us that the original focus, the enduring focus, is on lighting the menorah, sharing meals, and the gift of shared light and time,
And the modern gifts, when they are exchanged, are usually small and symbolic.
like books or games to encourage family bonding.
Or the chocolate coins, gelt, which connect to historical giving.
They all focus on education, on family stories, on resilience, and that is the ultimate non-material gift of the holiday.
Hmm,
Hanukkah is a perfect conclusion here because it draws such a clear line between a material transaction and just meaningful presence.
it does.
The core lesson we've tracked across the entire globe remains consistent. The greatest gifts are faith, hope, and above all else, togetherness.
Wow. If you just take a moment to absorb the sheer breadth of what we've seen across these global sources, the definition of a gift it expands radically.
It really does.
Think about all the different forms. We saw symbolic gifts of money in China,
Gifts of deep physical service in Ethiopia,
gifts of intentional handmade items in Kwanzaa,
and gifts of pure thoughtfulness and social harmony in Japan's Omiage.
even gifts of courage and shared stories in the African folktales and, the resilience celebrated during Hanukkah.
And this leads to a really powerful synthesis. No matter the cultural context, the universal message is the same. Giving connects us. It strengthens relationships, and it provides clear psychological and communal benefits.
So the sources really show that generosity isn't a financial measure.
Not at all. It's a tool for social cohesion.
Which brings us to our final thought for you to mull over this week.
If the deepest forms of cultural giving are so intrinsically linked to investing time and intention, rather than just money, how might applying that principle of service that we saw in traditions like Timcat and Las Posadas change the way you approach your everyday interactions this week? What small gift of your time or your thoughtfulness could you give today that might have a radically disproportionate positive impact on a relationship?